Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guests today are from an upcoming Christmas show at the Paramount Theatre, Amy Friedl, whose name goes at the top. Welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me.
But also on the bill and in the and on the poster in the featuring role is Luke Viertel.
So, how's it going, everybody?
I know you two have worked together for a long time, and it's great to have both of you here
Thanks
to talk
for
about
having us.
this show.
On this cold day.
Yes, well, it's starting to feel like Christmas.
Yeah.
This is, for many years now, you've done a Christmas show. Last few have been at the Paramount.
Yes.
So playing the big room, which
yes.
I don't think that can't ever get old.
It never gets old. No. I think the first time when we walk out on the stage for sound check or load in, you just feel lucky to be there. Yeah. That site, I could have that every day, I think, and not get sick of it.
Yeah, I think after that first year, I do think about that first tune and being like, okay, how complex is this first one? And while we're all oogling, everyone in the audience trying to find our moms.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so the first song needs to be an easy one while you settle in.
Well, or you just pawn it off on your guests, which we might do this year.
Which we might do this year.
But
The first song should always be a little bit of a gimme because when you walk out in the lights and there's all these people, and you're right, for me, like with my ADD, I'll see somebody I know and be like, oh my gosh, my principal's here. Oh, back to what I'm actually singing.
So, Amy, what have you been up to since the last Christmas show as you've been getting ready for this one?
I got married this year. That was very exciting. And I moved out to Mount Vernon, so that's also exciting.
And you're a Mount Vernon girl.
I'm a Mount Vernon
So you're
gal.
back home.
Yes, I'm back home, metaphorically. And yeah, my son's going to school in Mount Vernon, so it's very natural that we would feature the Mount Vernon High School jazz band in our show this year.
The Swingin' Stangs.
The Swingin' Stangs, under the direction of Scott Weber, the great Scott Weber. And yeah, preparing for the show, we've met with the students a couple of times, and I've had lots of meetings with Scott to chat about music, and it's really fun to feature the kids. They bring a lot of energy. There's about 25 of them, so that's a lot of extra instruments to have on the stage, and just a youthfulness that as we get older is nice to have on the stage with us.
This is the first time that you've brought in a full guest big band.
Yeah, we had the Mount Vernon High School concert choir a couple years ago as a special guest, and that was exciting because I grew up doing so much choral work and just in college, and that was really fun. But this is fun to have a big band, and it's fun to hear them on some of these tunes, just such a huge, so much brass. But yeah, and we're excited to have the kids. It's a really great experience, I think, for high school kids to get to come into a place like the Paramount and play for a show where people have purchased a ticket to sit and watch them. And we're going to talk a lot about performance with them and why we're singing what we're singing and how to get satisfaction out of a performance. That's not based on how well you think you did, but how well did it feel? How much fun was it to perform? How much did you enjoy the emotional performance?
That's right, because in many cases, unfortunately, I think, a lot of high school performance is based on a competition. It's for the rating, it's for the ribbon, it's for the trophy. And of course, it's also fun.
Of course.
But you're always focused on that. We run into the same thing with our Corridor Jazz Project, where it's non-competitive. It is literally just because we love music and we want to hear people perform.
Well, and especially, or go ahead.
I was going to say academic music or academic pursuit in music is that too. I remember thinking when you graduate college and with the music degree, if you have to decide whether you want to keep going in graduate school and all that, and when that light does turn, music is just fun now.
Right.
And that is a good perspective to keep in mind. Yeah.
Totally. And so much of it is like, well, why are we singing what we are singing? In high school or college, it's because my professor told me this is what I'm singing. So it's how do you find meaning out of a song that's not your first choice? Or how are we finding meaning in a performance when we're not getting rated on it? You still have to do all of the prep work of learning the notes really intricately and practicing.
You still got to do a good job.
You still have to do that. And then once you've done that hard work, hopefully you just get to sit back and enjoy yourself, and it's in your bones already.
Bringing in a big band means that the repertoire has changed a little bit.
Yeah.
The songs that you're going to be singing with the Swingin' Stangs, are those all existing arrangements? Luke, did you dust off your big band arranging?
I called in the professionals in that way. I do arrange, but but not quite in probably the time frame that we needed here. So we called in obviously great and fantastic Steve Shanley to do an arrangement of Cool Yule. That'll be opening the show. I'm not sure if I should have revealed that or not.
Yeah,
but
no.
Oops.
You've heard it here first.
That's going to be
Yeah.
with it. And then a couple of other tunes that are real great fits for the band. Amy sing with one of them. They're going to have a featured tune by themselves too. I think it was important to us to give them this opportunity, and if we're going to invite them to be with us, to really let them shine. So that's one of the reasons why I didn't make an arrangement too. And Steve's such a pro, so we've heard them all and it sounds great. But yeah, straight up jazz, swinging jazz for the Swingin' Stangs. So.
That again is a piece of figuring out the repertoire that
Yes.
you haven't had to do before in
Yeah.
terms of we need to find something that's going to showcase the band.
Totally. And the great thing about our band is they can play lots of different styles as well. I really wanted to take advantage of it's Christmas. Let's do a full jazzy Christmas bright, a couple arrangements that are really fun with them. And then we've got Ryan Phelan on guitar and Riley Thurm on acoustic guitar. And so we're going to do some more country bluesy stuff with them. Usually our shows run the gamut of musical styles, but this year especially, it's a really big range because of the jazz band with an added feature.
Absent, obviously, adding a big band
Yeah.
this year, how has the show evolved through the years?
What a great question, Dennis. The show has changed so much, especially the Christmas or holiday show, I'll call it. My first one was at Cedar Rapids Country Club. It was, I don't know, maybe 250 people. I did it a couple nights. That was a pretty small band, and it's evolved with a bigger venue, a bigger band. I think the nice part is we have a formula that we know works, and then each year we take a couple little things and tweak it. So we'll do, like we've added a video feature in the second act, usually like a comedy type video that we do. This year we're going to have Adam Orton from Dream City Cinema come in and film us rehearsing with the kids, and we'll show, where my senior picture hangs in the high school, and you can see how different I look. Maybe my hair was a little darker then.
Is it actually hanging?
It's
God,
everyone's
I
senior
cannot wait to
photos are.
see.
I'll show it to you.
Oh, really?
So we'll
Small
do.
school?
We've added like a comedy video, and then it's so great since we record our shows, we can look back and be like, you know what, that worked, but maybe we could do something else that would be better in that particular song slot. It's always been really important to me to feature my musicians. Everybody has solos all throughout. And as we get to know people's musical styles a little bit more, like featuring Hank Welter on sax and Tim Crumley's on drums, so you can't go wrong. Tim's incredible. It's been fun to see the show evolve with different players.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely repertoire-wise, we've been able to evolve with the group size and just like you said, finding little moments. Like we weren't considering as much country Christmas until Riley came into our fold, but it's the steel. You can't go wrong sometimes.
Yeah.
Luke, you mentioned Ryan and Hank. You kind of roped some of your Dr. Z's experiment bandmates in to help with this.
Yeah, it is interesting. And when I was thinking about evolution is that, you always love to work with people that you feel really comfortable with and that you have great musical relationships, especially in a production this size when you don't have all, like semester, like we were talking about, to rehearse this stuff. So you want to have people you trust. But yeah, it's been fun. Amy brought me into this storytelling through song cabaret world. And through that, I've been able to bring my compatriots and other ensembles into this world as well. And they all do a great job mixing their prolific solo skills with learning how to backing up a fantastic singer.
Again, it's that rock band vibe.
Yeah.
How much of that to bring in, knowing when to put that forward and then when to pull it back just a little bit, because this is Amy standing out in front.
Yes.
We got to hear her sing.
We haven't mentioned Jeremiah Murphy on bass, by the way, who's incredible, and also in Dr. Z's.
Also from the Dr. Z's gang. Yep.
But it makes me
Check
laugh
it out.
because there was one rehearsal where the guys were soloing, and it was just like morphing into this whole thing, and it was amazing. But Luke at one point said, "Don't get too Dr. Z's now," because it was could become a 13-minute song very easily. And while I definitely don't have to be the star of the show the whole time, some people that are there to see a cabaret show or a jazzy Christmas show might have their minds blown. And
I always think it's easier to put a lid on something than to coax something out of. It's like whether that be personalities or anything. It's
easier to pull it
Not
back.
that we put a lid on either, but yeah, it's always fun to stretch your musical muscles, I think.
I interviewed J.R. Robinson not long ago, and he was the house drummer for Quincy Jones for the Michael Jackson era and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And they would do the same thing in between takes. They'd get jamming.
Get it out.
And Quincy would open the mic and say, "Yeah, it's very nice. Save it for your solo album."
yeah,
So December 14th,
December 14th.
one show only.
7:30, one show only. Yeah, tickets are still available at Arts Iowa, and we're just excited to have the Swingin' Stangs.
This is always a highlight of the Christmas season. I'm so glad you're able to do it. I'm so glad to see it in the Paramount too.
Yes,
which
thanks
is
for having us.
Yeah.
always a pleasure. Again,
Appreciate
December 14th Amy Friedl's Christmas show featuring the Mount Vernon Swingin' Stangs, December 14th at the Paramount Theatre. Tickets at artsiowa.com. Thank you both for being here, and happy holidays.
You too.
You too.
You can hear The Culture Crawl live on the radio most weekdays at 10:30, on demand at kcck.org/culture, or subscribe using your favorite podcast player. Watch our videos on the KCCK Facebook and YouTube channels. Our producer is Lydia Kilgore. The Culture Crawl theme is composed by Vivian Shanley. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll talk to you later.